Hey, welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to talk about something very important, and it's a process. A process through which you will be able to visually sort of grasp how your own fantasies or visions of the mind turn into concrete reality. And of course, everything else we study on this channel is actually vitally important concerning the potential we have inside of our consciousness. But for this video, we're going to focus on this specific area in particular. Now, in order to do so, I'm going to throw a triangle on the screen here that at first you don't have to worry about, because we're not going to put the all-seeing eye in there like it's the Illuminati. You know, this is about you and your mind. So the triangle is the start of this process. It's actually the foundation for this process. Now, what are we going to do? Well, in this next slide, you're going to see a new word appear. It says fantasy. It's on the top of the triangle. In this next slide, you're going to see the second word appear. It's called a theory on the bottom right side of the triangle. Now, on the left side of the triangle, we're going to put fact. So there you see 3 points: fantasy, theory, fact. This is the process through which you can actually realize any dream you may have, because it always starts out as a fantasy in your mind. So let's give these things a number here in what order it all happens. As you can see on this slide now, fantasy is number 1, theory is number 2, fact is number 3. That is this process. Anything you want in your life starts out as a fantasy. It starts out as something you see and feel and are aware of through your imagination. So if you want to realize bigger and better things in your life, you're going to have to start with using your imagination. In other words, building a fantasy of how you would like to live, of what kind of results you would like to have, in what area it may be. That's the process. So in this next slide, we're going to throw the words your dreams right into the triangle, because this is the process through which your dreams turn into reality. In other words, they turn into a fact. Now, in order to simplify this even further, let's add something to all of these words, because you have fantasy, theory, fact. Now, a few words have been added on this final slide, and it says fantasy, vision. Fantasy stands, in other words, for the vision you have that you can build through your imagination. The theory is meant to mean that you can theorize about your own vision, which leads you into the ability of setting goals according to the vision you've built inside your consciousness. If you then follow those goals, if you act upon them, well, of course, they turn into the facts of your life, which is another way of saying they turn into the results of your life. So with any goal that I've had so far in my life, especially ever since I've started studying the mind in this manner, I've been using this process. I become aware of what I would like to have. At first, it's a fantasy, also known as a vision. And then I start to theorize about it. I start to develop goals concerning this vision. I start to think up activities that are in alignment with the vision that I've created first and foremost in my mind. And then as I act upon these goals, I can see my results change around according to the vision I first held inside my consciousness. This is literally the process. You may be overthinking this, thinking there must be more to this than that. No, in its base, at its foundation, this is the process. This is how you turn your fantasies into realities, by understanding the second step first and foremost. People have dreams. Of course we all do. It's a fantasy. It's in the vision. It's in the imagination. But then they're like, and now I want to turn this into a fact, into a result, in an actual living reality for myself. Now they forget one step, and that is the theory and the goals step. So in other words, they have the fantasy. You can have the fantasy of what you would like to have, but then you're not actually involved in any physical activities whatsoever that would be in harmony with that vision to begin with. This is literally the problem for most people. They have the fantasy, but their goals are like totally out of whack with their vision. They're like involved in all kinds of stuff on a daily basis that has nothing to do with their dream. And then they wonder, why am I not living my dreams? Well, it's because you haven't organized that part of the process. You haven't organized the goals that you're actually following and should be following for yourself. Now, how do you figure out what sort of goals you should be following? Well, you will be guided towards those. The universe will inspire you. Your intuitive mind will pick up what you should be doing. You get hunches. As long as you hold the vision of what you want, you're truly sure about this is what I want. You can feel it. You're passionate about making this a reality. Well, you start getting hunches and all kinds of inspiration that are part of the process of setting goals. you need to jot those ideas down that you get in order to progress, because they are part of the manifestation process. They're already part of step 2. As you then act on those inspired ideas you received, in other words, those goals that you became aware of, and then your life starts to change around, and that fantasy is turning into a fact for you. This is literally the process. So I tried to put this as simple as possible for you in this video, so that you can contemplate it hopefully for yourself, because there's not a lot else I could say about it for now. Of course, there's going to be many more videos about the power of consciousness, but this one is very short but straight to the point, and I hope you can use it to your advantage, because if you understand these steps, well, you'll suddenly be able to achieve your dream. You'll suddenly be in the position to actually realize it, to work towards your dream, to no longer stay stuck wondering, how can I make my dream a reality? Understand this: how something is done will be revealed to you over time. So all the dreams you have, usually you don't know how you're going to do it. Well, by holding on to that vision, by knowing this is how it starts, the creative process, fantasy. I have the fantasy, I have the vision, I'm using my imagination, I know exactly what I want, I'm passionate about getting this result in my life, achieving this, manifesting this, whatever you want to call it. Then as you keep holding that in your consciousness, you will automatically start to develop theories about how you could achieve it. Of course, you can speed this up by honestly keeping the question inside of your own consciousness concerning, how could I make this happen? What could I potentially do in this current moment of time with my current circumstances in order to achieve my dream? Now, perhaps you don't know the answer, and that's why you turn to God. You ask the universe to help you out, and it responds to you through your intuitive mind. You start to get hunches on what to do if you're honest with this process. And then you go and do it, and you see your results change for the better. That is really the beauty behind this whole process. And I hope it will help you. And if you have questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And of course, for those of you that are new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And if you're interested in receiving coaching on a monthly basis, well, you can join my channel for $2 a month to receive that. And never forget, dear viewer, that we are the dreamers.